Hey guys, it's just Kate here from Secret Bloggers Business, and welcome to this week's SBB Live. I'm dual broadcasting here on Facebook and on Instagram, so hi from whichever particular platform you're watching on. This is all about the multitasking. If you've got two devices, then excellent. Oh, hey, message in a baby bottle. How you going? So let me just grab a page just quickly. So firstly, guys, I just want to jump in. So this is, for anyone who's never watched this before, I do a weekly SUV Live, which is just basically some of the best tips or updates or whatever I've got going on at the moment. And this week, I wanted to start a new kind of monthly SUV Live segment. Oh, hey, Belinda. Hey, guys. How you going? And that's called my top three. So every month I'm going to share with you three things that I'm kind of doing in my business, trying in my business, things that are working well, things that I'm letting go of, and I'll share it with you guys here. And then obviously this all kind of gets recorded and popped over onto the blog as well. So the three things I'm sharing, and I'd love to hear your own three things if you've got something that is working or not at the moment. So they are firstly what I'm loving, then it's what I'm trying, and then there's something that I'm giving up, because I think it's just as important as you're growing your business and, you know, setting up your business to be something that serves you and that serves your community well, and that is kind of creating that lifestyle that you actually want, and, you know, end up just being a slave to your business, which happens as well, is that you have to give things up. You have to say, okay, well, this thing, you know, isn't serving me anymore. It isn't making my products better, or it isn't, you know, providing the service. Kind of, it's weird. It's really hard to be centered on two different things. It's kind of strange. You know, so there's gonna be something each month that I'm letting go of as well. So to start off with, the first thing that I am loving, and this actually isn't necessarily business related, but it does all come back to business, and that is I've started every single morning I get up, first thing I do is I go for a massive walk. And now luckily it started being nicer weather here in Melbourne, but I was going rain, hail or shine. And the weird thing is I've been trying to do something like this for a while. I always have had bad knees, and I recently have had an elbow injury as well, so there's not much. I did try and go to a personal trainer. I was like, what can we do that doesn't involve my arms and legs? And they just kind of laughed and said, go away, get better, come back later. So I'm back stuck with walking. It's kind of the only movement I can do at the moment. And I'm just like, bugger, I'm going to make this fit into my schedule. And I thought best way to do it is first thing in the morning. So up, everyone has their breakfast, everyone leaves the house. I leave, I don't have to commute because I work from home, and I go for a walk. It's only about a bit over an hour, try and get up to as close to my 10,000 steps as I can before I start the day. And, you know, aside from the physical benefits of doing that, I found it's been literally the most productive thinking time I have all day. It's amazing. I get through about, sometimes, like, I always go out, I've got my headphones and I have audio, I've got an Audible subscription and I have audio books already and queued up. But sometimes I find I'm so, like, the ideas are just firing so much that you don't even need, I realize I get to the end of my walk, I'm like, I didn't even put my headphones in. It's just so nice to be wandering around out in nature, just alone with your thoughts. And that's when some of the best ideas come through. That's when you get to really kind of nut things out. And then I sit down at my desk, and I'm just the most productive I've ever been. So that's one thing that is working really well for me. I find going out and doing a super high impact, whatever, that makes me stupid for like the next couple of hours. I find if I do anything that kind of gets, the heart rate going too high, just drains all the blood out of my brain. And then, I kind of have to sit around and stare at the wall for a little while. So anyway, so that is a thing that's working really well for me. And the plus side is on those days when maybe the brain is a little slower to kind of jump in and join me, having those audiobooks. So I've got this big wish list of books and business books that I wanted to get through this year. If anyone has any great recommendations for business books, personal development books, and even fiction books, actually, I need to mix it up a bit, let me know, particularly if they're on Audible, because, who has the time, I know I don't anyway, to sit down and read all these books. And there's so many amazing books out there. And I find the only time I am reading is before I go to bed. And the last thing I want to do before I go to bed is sit there and again get really like inspired and motivated with businessy stuff, because then your brain is just whirring and you don't sleep. So Audible first thing in the morning. I'm getting through like about 2 books a week that way. Really, yeah, loving that. So if there's a way if there's something that you think you could implement in your own business that you think that could be beneficial to you, let me know. I'd love to hear it. The second thing that I'm doing, something I'm trying out, is I'm trying to get a lot more organized. So, hi Dina, hi Tiffany, hey Helena. So we normally have a launch every quarter, and then we have a few like maintenance projects that we do in between launch times. And I think, Beach Mom Townies on says, would love your book recommendations. I'll pop some in. Actually, I'm going to share a post on some of the best books I've read recently in Instagram, so I will share that soon. So yeah, normally we have, as I said, like every quarter we try to get this rhythm every quarter of having a launch. And then, as I said, when we're not launching or not preparing for a launch, we have like, maintenance projects like updating courses and updating, different parts of the site, going out, investing in maybe, really focusing on SEO or something like that. So it's like every quarter, one big maintenance project, one launch. But the thing we find when you're doing that, you're always busy, and it means you're always slightly behind the 8 ball with, I find I am, like, it doesn't matter how much I go, right, we're going to have this, like repeatable cycle, we always end up being a little bit behind the 8 ball and feel like we're always kind of running to catch up. So I decided, instead of planning my launches 3 months out, which is what I do at the moment, I'm planning them 6 months out. Which does mean I'm kind of going to do these next 2 back to back, but it's been really useful because we actually went, okay, so this is everything we want to get done over the next 6 months. Let's just put it roughly into a spreadsheet. Like, it's not even a crazy, proper calendar. We've just gone, okay, these are the next 12 weeks, and what do we need to be focusing on achieving, what tasks need to be getting in each of those 12 weeks, and then we kind of color coded it for the different projects. And sorry, not 12 weeks, 24 weeks. And we noticed there is so much double up there, like, so that there's no wonder that we always feel like we're kind of behind the ball. So just having that longer view, that 6 month view. So this is my long way of getting around saying the thing that I'm loving is actually planning out 6 months in advance, and not just saying, all right, in 6 months time I want to do this thing, actually breaking down all these things that we're wanting to do and achieve over the next 6 months into the tasks that need to be done each week for myself and for my team. And so we can really see what that workload looks like. So yeah, it takes a little bit of time, but actually, if I say it takes a bit of time, it doesn't really. It takes maybe a couple of hours to do this, and it will give you this really good long view. And it's made me go, okay, well, maybe let's pull a couple of these things back so that we're not constantly feeling like we're half finishing things. Like, I don't know if any of you guys ever feel like that, where you're like, okay, we're always kind of running, and it's always like this project's almost, we're like 85% this project, and we've got to start this next project because that's what the timeline says. And then you're like, it doesn't ever feel like things are getting kind of ticked off. Do you guys know how that feels? Anyway, so that is the second thing. That's the thing that I'm really loving, is this sitting down and having that real 6 month view. And I really strongly encourage you to do it. It doesn't take that long. It's not that hard. I said all you need is like a Google Drive sheet or even a piece of paper. Even go get a good old fashioned calendar, depending on if it's just yourself or if you've got people on your team you need to be mapping out as well. So, hey, Katie. Oh, Katie's the queen of organizing. Of course she would love a 6 month plan. And then the third thing is the thing that I'm letting go. And this one kind of breaks my heart because it's, been one of my favorite tools, and I still think it's a brilliant tool, but it's just, I think we've gotten to the point where maybe it's no longer the right tool for us. And I will still continue to promote it and advocate for it, but just we are now, moving on. It's like, it feels like, because I'm such a nerd and I love my tools like they're children. Sorry, I just got a comment here. The intention I set for myself today was to allow myself space to be. That fits so well with that. Yes, totally. So yeah, so the thing I'm letting go this month is Active Campaign, which I think anyone who's followed me for a while would be going, "Oh my God, what happened?" It's kind of like when an Instagram couple breaks up. You're like, "What? What's happened?" Because you know how much I love and I'm always raving about how awesome Active Campaign is. So the thing is, I still think they're awesome. But for me, one of the things that we are really, really focused on right now is making sure we're really clear on, you know, our conversion percentages and all these like boring stats and metrics, which unfortunately, with the current technology stack we have, which is using WordPress and Access Ally for our membership site, using Samcart for our checkout, and using Active Campaign for our emails and automations, it just doesn't give us the visibility that we need. I'll be honest, the Active Campaign stats kind of suck. Like, they're better than Infusionsoft, which is why we moved to Active Campaign in the first place, because Infusionsofts were just kind of non-existent, but they're not what we need at this level of our business, of my business. So we're actually in the process of moving to Entreport. It's going to be about a 6-month process, which just makes me want to curl up in the ball and rock back and forward in a corner. But I think it's going to be super worth it, and I'm really excited to actually have another tool and a kind of a deeper understanding of another tool that I can then, you know, share with you guys and with the people in my Blog Squad community and people doing my courses as well. So when they say, what's the best for this, or how do you do this in a different tool, then you know, I can sort of reach out to that. So Kate just asked a question. I have Active Campaign open right now. When you said you're leaving them, I think I stopped breathing. Yes, no, don't panic. It feels like I've left a relationship. Like, the amount of time I spent thinking about it and going over it, and kept myself up at night. It's like, you know, it's like leaving that awesome boyfriend because you got offered a job. Like, that makes sense. Like, he was still great, but there was just something, yeah. So anyway, it is. As I said, I still love Active Campaign, but it's just the stats. And do you know what? Knowing my luck, and this is how the internet tends to work, given, you know, a couple of months, I bet you they turn around and bring out like this amazing stats package, in which case I'm going to be just kicking myself that I've just spent the last 6 months moving everything to another system. So when that happens, no one tell me. I don't want to know. It's just Yes, exactly, because he's comfortable, says Katie. So yeah, guys, that's my 3 things. So I'd love to know if you found this useful. I'd also love to know your 3 things, or even one of your things. So is there something that you're really loving right now in your business, or something in your life that, you know, is then maybe impacting your business? Is there something that you are letting go of, and why? And is there something that you are trying right now? Because I'd love to hear what they are. And I'd also love it if you let me know if you liked this new format, because if you do, we'll keep them up, and if you don't, then, you know, I'm all good. I'm not attached to these things. I have plenty more ideas. Unfortunately, probably too many. Most of them come up from these damn morning walks. So, hey, Karuna, I'm glad you think it's useful. Awesome. So, of course, guys, thank you so much for everyone jumping in and joining me. If you have any questions you would like me to answer, we've got a Q&A version of SVB Live coming up, so pop them into the comments and I will answer them for you next time. And of course, if you did like this and you think it's useful, I would love it if you could give us a thumbs up or a heart or share it, because, you know, good old Zuckerberg's algorithm likes those things, and that's how we make sure, and on Instagram, well, Instagram Zuckerberg too, you know, that's how we make sure as many people as possible get to see this info and hopefully get something awesome out of it as well. So thank you so much for joining me on both Facebook, Instagram, everybody, and I will see you all next week. Alrighty, guys, bye.